My name's Jessica Hauk, and this is my audience. Alright, and I'm here to talk to you today about an interesting topic. Alright, so who here has ever been drug tested for their job? Alright, and who here believes welfare recipients should be drug tested to receive welfare? Alright. Alright, first thing that popped into my mind was, of course they should be drug tested. You know, I work for a living and I get drug tested. These people receiving welfare, they should be drug tested as well because they're receiving what society refers to as free money. But then after doing the research and looking into it some more, I started to see both sides of the situation. There's valid points on both sides. And many people believe that because the government is handing out taxpayers' money that they need to establish requirements for this money. You know, you shouldn't be spending it on drugs or anything. I still feel the same way about illegal drug use. You know, I don't believe in it. I don't agree with it by any means, but sometimes what we assume to be justified isn't so cut and dry. Alright, so I'm going to start off by talking about TANF benefits or welfare benefits. Then I'm going to give you some statistics, and I'm going to give you a few reasons why drug testing welfare recipients shouldn't be done. And then I'll conclude with some actual results from Florida because they've already implemented this law. Alright. So, what is TANF? Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, what that stands for. It replaces the federal program previously known as welfare. So, I will be I'll use those words interchangeably, TANF and welfare. Alright, and the eligibility requirements. This is determined using gross net income, size of family, and any crisis situations such as medical emergencies, pregnancies, homelessness, or unemployment. And most states offer basic aid such as health care, food stamps, child care, cash aid, and housing assistance. Alright, so now I'm going to give you some statistics. Alright, so this is the pie chart. This represents the entire population. People not receiving any type of welfare, 90.3%. And the green area, that's the amount receiving any type of welfare, you know, just like a little bit, you know, like food stamps by itself. That's 8% of the population. And people receiving over 50% of the income from welfare, that's 1.7%. So you have about, you know, almost 10% of these people in the United States are receiving some type of welfare at least. Alright, and fun fact for everybody, Americans aged 12 and older, about 8.9% of them are currently illicit drug users according to a 2010 national survey on drug use. Just keep that in mind as I'm presenting. Alright, so arguments supporting drug testing. These are reasons why people feel that, you know, welfare recipients should be drug tested. Alright, because many employers require it, and it's ensuring taxpayers' money doesn't support drug habits. Drug users on welfare, they need help, they need some kind of rehab, and to save taxpayers' money. Alright, so here's some reasons why I feel they shouldn't be tested. Alright, it violates Fourth Amendment rights. This is unconstitutional. This reason alone makes it wrong. You can't, drug testing welfare recipients without suspicion or probable cause is a violation of Fourth Amendment rights. And many people think because private employers drug test that it's okay for the government to step in, and they ought to as well. But the Constitution limits the government, not private actors. So simply because your employer does it doesn't make it right for the government to do it. And there are certain situations where the government can do it. Like say you're a military, you're a police officer, or a teacher. These jobs fulfill a special need, and they require that you're not high or intoxicated while, you know, say you're reviewing classified material or driving a school bus around town or handling a weapon. You know, you shouldn't be high while doing that. And you're informed of this before you even get the job. You know, they'll let you know, hey, you're going to be drug tested, you know, is that cool? And, I mean, you sign up for the job, you know, you know what you're getting yourself into. However, welfare recipients, they meet none of these criteria. What do they do that merits our attention in this way? Like, they spend money in a way we don't like, but what about if they're going to buy cigarettes with their welfare money, alcohol, if they're gambling, like anything else that isn't a necessity? We can't control that, so, you know, can't do anything about it. Alright, and it's an invasion of privacy. Alright, so drug tests can definitely be an invasion of privacy. Having someone watch you as you use the bathroom, you know, so you can get a few bucks and some food stamps, you know, that's ridiculous. So, think about that too. Alright, stereotyping. So, I feel it's offensive to drug test welfare recipients, just assuming that poor people, that need our help are using drugs, so you better test them before you help them out. It's not right, There is a stigma surrounding people who collect welfare, but, it shouldn't be there. If you're going to drug test people receiving welfare, why not drug test every student receiving student loans from the government? Why not drug test every driver on the road who has permission to be there from the government? And individuals receiving tax returns, Social Security benefits, and Medicaid. Every beneficiary of every government program should be drug tested if welfare recipients are going to be drug tested. That's only fair, but that's not going to happen. It's not feasible. So you shouldn't single welfare recipients out. Alright, another reason, there's a high cost associated with drug testing. Alright, so the states must reimburse recipients who receive negative test results. And in Florida, they already did this, so I'm going to give you an example. 40 recipients tested, and only 2 results in a positive test. And one of those tests is being appealed. So you get more tests, you get more false positives, and you have more issues and more money spent. And under the rules of the program, like I said, the state must reimburse negative test results, and the state paid about $1,140 for the 38 negative tests, while saving less than $240 a month, denying benefits for the 2 positive tests. The cost to taxpayers could end up being significantly higher because the state plans to have to defend this law in court. So it's not really helping them, and I thought that was one of our goals, if they're going to drug test, it should be helping them, but drug users that can't receive welfare, they can't afford treatment to become rehabilitated, and it could possibly increase crime and drug use. That's just another thing to think about. Alright, so here's the actual results from Florida. Alright, so there were 40 recipients tested in Florida, 2 positive results, so that's a 98% pass rate, only a 2% failure rate. And there were 2% that haven't completed the application process yet for reasons unknown. But, alright, so other states will soon follow in Florida's footsteps by drug testing welfare recipients. And I'm interested to see how this pans out, to see if it's consistent with Florida's results. Alright. So, in conclusion, drug testing welfare recipients is unconstitutional, it's stereotyping, and it can be expensive. Alright, and what can we do? Alright, so we need to take action to prevent states from drug testing welfare recipients for the reasons I just covered. And we must protect our constitutional rights by, petitions, voting, writing, or anything else that you can think of, like writing letters or articles talking about this issue before this gets out of control. Who knows what rights will be taken away next? I mean, start here, where do you draw the line? You can't take away our constitutional rights. But even if it doesn't affect us now, if none of us are on welfare, it means something later on down the line could affect us, and it just wouldn't be fair. Alright, any questions?
I have one.
Alright, you in the front row.
If welfare recipients aren't being drug tested, how will we be able to get the ones who are using?
Alright, let me paraphrase the question. If drug testers or welfare recipients aren't being drug tested, how are we going to help them?
Yeah, how are we going to be able to get help to the ones who are actually using drugs instead of the ones?
Oh, okay. Well, good question. I believe, we can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. I mean, there's nothing we can do to help these people. The people that are using drugs are going to continue if they're on welfare or not. Like, it doesn't matter. They're going to commit crimes. They're going to do other things to get their fix. If they want to be helped, they can access resources while on welfare. They don't have to get drug tested in order to figure out, to get help. That shouldn't be an issue. Now, any other questions?
I do.
All right.
If people aren't using drugs, why would they be apprehensive to take a drug test in the first place?
Oh, okay. It's another good question. Well, it's really the principle of the matter. I mean, I wouldn't want to get drugs, I wouldn't have to, if I didn't have to take urinalysis, I wouldn't do it. It's an invasion of privacy. It's embarrassing for some people. I mean, I knew I was going to do it when I joined the military, but a lot of people, they need this money, they need to support their family, and if they're too embarrassed to take a drug test, how are we going to, they can't let their family starve because, they didn't want to take a drug test because they knew they were innocent, It's not fair. Alright? Alright. Well, All right, thanks.
For listening.